Hi guys, Max here with another Odd and Unexplained. Today I'm going to be talking about a man named Kenny Veach, who went missing November 10th, 2014, near the Sheep Mountains in Nevada.
I am an artist, I am an adventurer, and I am an inventor. And I take all those three talents and I combine them and I just create. So one of my inventing things that I love to do is just come up with things in my head and then make it, put it to use.
He was an outdoorsman that liked to go on some solo hikes. As a matter of fact, his hikes were long ones. He would go out for days at a time. Sometimes he would go along with his girlfriend named Sharon Pilgrim. She has an odd name. She has an odd and unexplained name. Sheryon. Sherion? I don't know, it's a strange name. Anyway, his hikes were considered reckless by other outdoorsmen, by professionals, because he would often go out without the proper gear. He would forego a GPS, go out without maps, minimal food, that kind of deal. And he would just go out there and survive, apparently. That's what I'm reading about. He'd go out without camping gear, just throw on his little bag, take water, and that's it. That's what he would do. Kenny's story starts from a comment he left on a YouTube video. In June of 2014, Kenny, using a channel under the name Snakebit McGee, I'll put it in text right here so you can read it, left a comment on a video which was entitled "Son of an Area 51 Technician." So this is the comment that Kenny left on that video. Exactly as he wrote it. Exactly as he left it. Interesting thing is, real quick about this video, comments have been shut down. So you can't go on there and see this anymore. You have to search Google Images. Anyway, he says, and this is exact quote, he says, "This ain't nothing. I'm a long-distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. That was one of the strangest things that had ever happened to me." So as you can imagine, that comment will get people on YouTube going. People on YouTube warned him about the cave. Don't go in there. Didn't believe him. Or challenged him, show us, prove it, basically. Daring him to basically try and find it again. It's believed that the cave was within a 7-mile radius of Nellis Air Force Base. So Kenny indeed went out a second time to the cave, to the M cave as they call it, and he didn't find it. No luck, I guess. This resulted in further backlash from people on YouTube. Once more, he said, "All right, guys, I'm going to go again." And he started to plan for a third trip. Now, I believe he even went as far as to say, "Hey, you guys can come. If you want to come with me, let's find this cave together." When he went out the second time for the cave, I'm jumping back a little bit, he made a video of his sort of adventures out there in the Nevada desert. And you can still find that on the Snakebit McGee channel. So anyway, he started to plan for a third trip, and he was inviting people, saying, "Hey, you guys don't believe me? If I find it, you should be there. I'm going to film it," and all this kind of stuff. He was amped up. Kenny left on November 10th, 2014. What was strange is that he didn't seem to have enough gear to make this trip of his, and this would be the last time that he was ever seen. But I did manage to find a enlightening comment on Kenny's video, M Cave Hike, left by his girlfriend. So I'm going to read off a bit of that. It's left by his girlfriend. You can see that's a big boy. That's a long one. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can go and read the whole thing under Kenny's video, M Cave Search, I believe. Link in the description. Basically, she says, I'll just read it right here. "He could hike many miles in a day, so there's no telling where or how far he could have hiked. During his 3-day, 2-night solo hike, when he did not call me after the third day of being gone, she called missing persons." Okay, so the search for him was started within a couple of days of the call. Over 30 search and rescue team members searched 3 different times on foot. 1 helicopter flyover was done, and there was no trace of Kenny or any of his camping things. They found his car in an area that I told them it would be at. And they did find his cell phone by the mine shaft in the video. Interesting. The mine shaft was only about a 4-hour hike from his car. It is my feeling that he left it behind so that he could not be tracked from the GPS in it. He also did not take his video camera with him on this hike. It was left in his home, so he had no intention of filming anything. If you don't want to go and read the comments, I'll paraphrase real fast what she said before that, before her detailing about the search and everything. Basically, she flat out says that she believes he committed suicide. Apparently, he had been struggling with some issues, depression, lost his job a year prior. He had been trying to get some things started, but it didn't work out, and he was running out of money. And she inquired him on whether or not he was thinking about these kinds of things. And he said, well, if I go out into the desert and do it, nobody's going to find me. And you can read that in the comment that she left. So for me, she's the only one here that knows him at all, really. She's definitely the one within the situation that knew him the best. So to me, that's the best lead, and that's very likely what happened. But there are a few little facts that I'm going to bring up. Okay, so about the phone that was found near the cave. The phone was found near a cave in the Joe May Canyon. Now, it took some searching to figure all this out. Joe May Canyon is about 25 miles northwest of Las Vegas. It's in a wildlife refuge. So to get to the mine where his phone was found, from the visitor center of the wildlife refuge, it's a 4-mile drive. Then another 3-mile hike once you're done with that 4-mile drive from the visitor center of the refuge. So it sounds kind of like he, to me at least, I don't like projecting or anything like that, but at least to me it sounds like he wanted to go and never be seen again. And he did go out there with a gun, and if all the signs point to he probably took his own life, which is a shame, because in his videos it seems like he was pretty enthusiastic, and I know that's not exactly that's not, that could be hiding many things within your personality or whatever, but my point is he seemed like a pretty decent guy, and it's a shame. But he's missing. No trace of him was ever turned up besides his phone. So what do you guys think? I think he went out there and he committed suicide. If anybody has any off-the-wall theories or any suggestions, I'm down to hear them. And as always, this has been Odd and Unexplained.